Good morning. My name is Dr. Theresa Hoadley, and I am your faculty for Roles and Issues in Advanced Practice Nursing, Section 2 of Spring 2014. What we're going to do in this tutorial is go through the tabs that are located on top of your screen, as well as your course home and the semester at a glance. But in case you still had questions or need clarifications, my office number is 715 at the college, and my email address is teresa.hoadley@osfhealthcare.org. I have provided you with 3 phone numbers, my office phone, as well as my home and my cell. I would prefer that you use my cell first, office second, last. And the reason why I explain that is because I have a teenager at home who rarely tells me that I have messages, and I would hate for you to need assistance and I wouldn't be able to give it to you because I didn't realize I had a message. I do have office hours on Tuesday afternoons from 12:30 to 3:30, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 4. But if you would prefer to call me at any other time, I am available. Those are just the times that I'm available for my baccalaureate students as well. But if you do have a dying issue over the weekend, I'm not typically on the computer on the weekends depending on what my schedule is, but if you need to get a hold of me, texting and calling me on my cell phone are probably your best bets. I would rather you did this than to be confused all weekend and then just be frustrated and not have a good week following because of this by a question. So please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm more than willing to help you out. We do have 3 sections of this course, but don't talk to others in your course as far as some of the assignments because they may be a little bit different, and I want to give you the benefit of the doubt that you get the best grades depending on which section you are in. I will also provide for you course website tutorial as well as a syllabus, discussion guidelines, facilitation, and the Nurse Practice Act, which are all assignments of yours. There will additionally be a tutorial on the coding assignment, which Dr. Crystal Slaughter is going to take care of. She designed this assignment, so she's going to do the tutorial. And this is a semester at a glance. If you would look, you see we have the week, the dates, the topics that we'll be discussing that week, and your assignments. And the big assignments are all highlighted in yellow, as well as the assignments for the weeks that we are having discussions. And if you notice you are in group A or B, that doesn't mean that you can't traverse between the two, but you will be assigned one group, and we'll go through those groups as we go through the course home. So week 1, we are going to discuss a fun topic as one group, but then when we go into week 2 and the rest of the semester, we'll divide into group A and group B. So our first facilitators during week 2 are Jamie Brewer and Melissa Cravens. So with that being said, we will go ahead and go into the course home, which the first thing you'll see is the syllabus. And I will actually do a tutorial on the syllabus, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But not only do you have this in the course home, but you also have it in doc sharing. I've provided that for you so that you can download and print it if you feel necessary. I've also included a readings and content outline. Note that your readings are found here as well as the specific weeks that you will be held responsible. The discussion weeks run from Sunday to Saturday unless I tell you differently. And again, the course assignments are in the course homepage as well as this document and semester at a glance. So you should have your weeks, your topics, and your readings, and then the due dates of your significant work areas. So we have discussion 1, week 1. We have discussion 2 plus your APN interview, which is due February 1st. So you should be working on that. And we also have your no discussion the week that your APN interview is due. So we try to work with you to make sure that you can be successful. So we go all the way through to week 16. Don't get too sick from all of the fun that we're having as I scroll through. You'll notice too that we do have spring break, March 9th to the 15th. So that'll give you time again to work on your annotated bibliography, not only during spring break if you so choose, but also week 9, which is March 16th to 22nd. So we don't have discussion that week as well. And you'll notice too that we have not only the required readings, but we also have optional readings. So if you want to expand your horizons, you can do that. We'll go all the way to week 16, which is May 4th to the 9th. It's a short week, and that's when we conclude with discussion 10. So the facilitators are going to be trying to promote you to reflect as much as possible on what you have learned and hopefully a lot. So again, if you have questions, you have a number of different areas that you can find out what your assignments are, as well as the readings that you're being held accountable for. Speaking of that, a way to get your readings is not only from your books, but also iShare. I've attached this link so that you can, once you get into there, go to Course Reserves, select your instructor, which is me, Hoadley, and go to your Course 512, then click Search. Also, Leslie Menz, our librarian, has created a PowerPoint on how to work with EBSCOhost and how to access iShare from both campus and your home. And then if you want to find this PowerPoint, there are directions for that. The class lounge is for you to speak to your friends, your peers, about some options that may be coming up in the workforce. It could be a place that you are seeking clarification, although I would highly encourage you to seek clarification with me rather than your peers. It's somewhat like the telephone game, whereas it starts out one way, but by the end, when everybody else has heard it, it's changed quite a bit. This is also a place where I do not routinely come. I've got other places that I need to check online, so I rarely do come to the class lounge. If you need something, please email me or text me. Don't leave a message for me in the class lounge because I probably won't find it in the time that you need. You need to follow the rules of netiquette, so at no time can you mention people's names unless you have their permission. We don't want to violate any type of privacy acts or problems. The discussion and participation guidelines are included as well, and we'll go through that in a tutorial rather than going through this whole document. But you will be able to see that there are 3 postings, how you are graded. You'll get a total of 8 points. There are 10 discussions, so you get a total of 80 points for the entire semester. This is worth 20% of your grade, and that is primarily because we want you not only to be able to write professionally, but also be able to speak professionally. And this is a good exercise to be able to do that. Again, you're divided into 2 discussion groups, Group A and Group B, so you should be located there. Again, you can go between the 2 groups, but you will primarily be assigned either Group A or Group B. There are also facilitator and group leader guidelines. This is worth 10% of your grade. You are only a facilitator or moderator 1 time during the semester, and this is worth 25 points or 10% of your grade. And we'll talk about that in the tutorial as well. Your APN assignment is due March 1st, and with this you want to discuss topics with an APN who is in the area where you would like to work. Now you may have no clue, and if you just know an APN that you would like to interview, that's fine. I really want to make sure that you understand that you can interview them on the phone, you can interview them face-to-face or via Skype, but emailing or texting is not acceptable, primarily because you're not going to be able to see their emotions, you're not going to be able to pick up on body language, which may not be communicated very well by either emailing or texting. And again, this is due February 1st, and we'll talk about this more in another tutorial. Your legislative assignment is due February 22nd, and again, there are websites. If you've never written to your legislator, you may want to peruse this and look at the websites to find out not only who your legislators are, but the key elements to a very effective letter for a cause you want to promote. And we will also go through this in a tutorial. You want to submit it to your Dropbox, or to the Dropbox, which we'll go through in a little bit. Each one of your major assignments does have a Dropbox assigned to it. The Nurse Practice Act project is due March 1st, and not only do you have the guidelines here, but also you have the rubric. And with this, you want to compare the different Nurse Practice Acts in the different states. So you will all be looking at the Nurse Practice Act for Illinois, but you will also be assigned a state. And if you go to the course home at the very bottom, I've assigned your additional state. The assignment is due April 12th, and again, this is worth 25 points, 10% of your grade. We have two options for you. You can either go to the website and purchase a one-year subscription for $21.99. Not only does this give you a 23-minute tutorial plus a quiz, you can get 2 contact hours or 2 CEUs, which you can apply towards licensure. Because we just derived our, we created this assignment within the last couple of weeks, we're not going to hold you accountable. You do not have to buy this, but if you want to, you can. Those who do the free part, you just need to submit the quiz to Dropbox, and that way you'll get the points. And there will be more instructions that come in the future weeks. Your last project is your annotated bibliography. It's due on May 3rd. As an objective of this course, we want you to develop strategies for strengthening the role of the advanced practice nurse in the changing healthcare delivery system. So we want you to be aware of the type of literature that is available for the type of practice you want to develop your profession into. So I've provided the guidelines which must be adhered to in developing your project. About midterm, I want to see half of your articles, because that will show me that you're not procrastinating and that you're really getting into and delving into the articles that you need to produce for a good project. You can provide the topic areas. You want 2 articles for each of the following topics, so that means that there will be points associated with each one of the topics. You'll need research articles, clinical articles, professional issue articles, etc. And then your evaluative annotation is asking you to offer your opinion of your publications. What were the strengths and limitations? Also, if you look in doc sharing, there is a template that you can use for all of the articles that you've collected. And please don't hesitate to ask if you have questions. And here's the rubric, which you will get a total of 40 points. And again, this is 25% of your grade. Or excuse me, it is 20% of your grade. Okay. All right. So as we conclude, or as we go through the course home, week 1 again shows you we've got the getting to know you threaded discussion and then your reading threaded discussion. So you'll have 2 of those with your reading threaded discussion. These are the assigned readings, and then in your initial posting, you want to reflect and share your reactions to the readings. What were your aha moments? And make sure that you include your references, review the discussion guidelines so that you know that you're following. Your initial post is due by Thursday at midnight because of this being a short week. Since this is your first week, I want you to post initially and at least one more time You do not need to post the reflective IQA to this. And then you also need to do the getting to know you threaded discussion. Week 2 is when we really get into our groups, and during week 2, which it should come up shortly, we're going to talk about roles, responsibilities, and the scope of practice, and then your readings will actually be under discussion 2. Each one of your weeks where there are discussions, your readings are in that first introductory area. And then if you scroll down, you can see what you need to do as far as answering the questions. Your first posting, again, has to be by Tuesday midnight, and then you'll need to post at least to one as well as provide your summary by the end of the week to include your IQA, or insights, applications, and questions. And we're looking at Group A right now. If we would go to B, we would highlight or hover over that and click, and that way we would be able to answer in the B area. So we go through, each of the weeks has different assignments, pretty easy to follow through, all the way down to week 16, which that's a short week again. It's May 4th to 9th, and that is the end of our semester. So we'll be done before you even know it. At the top, you've got a number of different tabs. You've got your grade book, which you will be able to look at your grades. Email, you should be able to email anybody in our course. Doc sharing, you will spend a lot of time in. And don't be overwhelmed. If you look, I've got all of the documents that are in Course Home in a downloadable part in Doc sharing here under 512 Roles and Issues in Advanced Practice Nursing. Then here are some additional areas that we may provide information. The APA instructions is a document that was created by Leslie Menz, and it's just the common errors that for some reason it always defaults to a different area, but it's going to run this time. Excellent. So these are your common APA errors: author name and affiliation, page header, page numbering, running head, title of paper. Very important to follow these guidelines. If you do have the APA journal or APA book, that's wonderful. I highly encourage you to learn APA. Most of the journals which you will submit manuscripts to use APA, and the sooner you learn it, the better it is for you. I will make comments and notes on all of your assignments. Please read those so that you can improve and not make the same mistakes again. The comments are made to help you improve, and you really need to take full advantage of our expertise to help you get into the mode of being a very professional and efficient and effective speaker as well as writer. And again, APA is one that will help you. Okay, getting back to the tabs, you'll also notice that there are areas where you can submit articles, and each one of you have your own area, so don't be overwhelmed. We won't be submitting to all of them. And this is for your annotated bibliography project. All right, if we go back up to the 512, I'll show you all of the sharing documents that are located. The EM coding assignment is listed here as well as on the Course Home. You also have your legislative assignment, your syllabus, the semester at a glance, course schedule with readings, Nurse Practice Act assignment, APN interview assignment, guidelines for discussion as well as facilitation, grade breakdown, your annotated bibliography template as well as the guidelines and rubric, and if you could, when you submit your projects, copy and paste an example of the rubric, that would be wonderful. If not, I know how to do it, but I'm just encouraging you to do that to make life a little bit less time consuming for all of us. And then there's additional readings if you would like to look at the bottom of the section, including writing papers using APA manual style guidelines, team learning guidelines, how to change running heads, how to get to Google Docs, etc. So that basically is doc sharing. In Dropbox, each one of your major assignments has a Dropbox assigned to it. So all you have to do is drop it in. I will collect it, grade it, and send it back to you via Dropbox. The last section I want to discuss with you is a bibliography. And this was created by Dr. Janice Waite, who was one of the first faculty for this course. And she's got a lot of information on us who are becoming or practicing as APNs. There's just a lot of information in here that will give you a better history. So if you want to add to this, just let me know and we'll add more, some things that have been very helpful to you, but otherwise this is what you can use to only enhance your education from all the information that you'll be receiving throughout the semester. So that is our website in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me, and I really look forward to working with all of you for this semester. Have a good day.